Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with myself, Owen, and obviously my co-host here, Victoria. Victoria, who is freshly
Hello.
back from NARSA. Victoria, how was it? How was NARSA? We're all dead jealous. We all want to know, how was NARSA?
It was amazing. First word that always comes to mind is amazing. It's incredible the amount of effort that goes in between NARSA and the host clubs when these conventions go on. All this behind the scenes stuff, from organizing security to organizing nights out, making people where they should be, making guests are where they should be. It was just a whirlwind, as NARSA usually is. I always explain to people, if you come to a NARSA, we're usually up early in the morning and we're doing stuff all day, and then we're in bed super late at night. And I know Owen has some great pictures we're going to show you guys later, but amazing is the word that comes to mind when I think of the Toronto convention with all the incredible people that attended.
Absolutely. And I think we've all been keeping up to date with your videos and also the Twitter updates as well that we've all seen, and I've tried to retweet as many as I can on the Glasgow Rangers Nation account as well.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
Guys, remember as well, if you have just found Glasgow Rangers Nation, remember this is the channel that brings you your team every day. And both Victoria and I are diehard Rangers fans. We always say we are run by the fans for you, the fan. So hit that sub if you want daily content, ring that notification bell, and you'll never miss out on the great content. So Victoria, very jealous that you've attended NARSA. How just before we actually get into talking about Toronto 2023, how many NARSA conventions is this now? You know, you're a NARSA veteran.
Oh my
That makes you
gosh.
sound old. Sorry, but how many NARSA conventions is this now you've attended?
I I want to say, oh my God, you know what? I've actually never counted them. This is something I'm going to have to do. I think maybe we're looking at seven or eight of them. There was a couple like that I went to, but I didn't attend, if that makes sense. So there's
Yeah.
ones like a while ago in Naples. I went down to Naples when I was younger with my mom, and my dad attended the convention. My mom and we done something else. So that was one thing I'd say I attended, but I didn't really attend it. Um, but I will say, if you go to a NARSA convention, you will have to want to attend it every year. Because if you don't attend it every year, you're going to be thinking during that time of the year, oh my gosh, tonight's the welcome night. We could have been there. Oh, tonight's the blue night. Oh, they have the flute band on. Oh, it's the gala night. These players are going to be there. You're going to have withdrawal symptoms if you don't attend. And I think that's one of the reasons that I attend every year, because it's truly something that I look forward to. And like I said, I don't know how many I've attended. It must be seven, eight of them, something like that. And just absolutely love going every single year. There's a passion behind it for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I said, they look fantastic from the photographs you sent me and from the
Yeah.
status updates that we've seen, and everything absolutely superb. Now, I've got to ask this question now without any Canadian bias, because I know
Yeah.
we live in Canada. Where does Toronto rank amongst the ones you've attended?
Toronto, I think probably in my honest opinion, between between the middle and the top. The top for me was Las Vegas last year. There were over 1,300 Rangers supporters that came out for it. They've obviously had conventions in Orlando, and Orlando does hold a dear place in my heart. But you know what? Each convention, you can't compare them. Each convention is really, really special in their own way, because it's a different place. There's different things that you're doing, and you're always seeing new friends or meeting old friends that you haven't seen in a couple of years, which I had that experience at this year's convention. So it's really hard when you're trying to pick where they all rank, because each of them do hold a special memory. I know, like, I have a personal special memory that I got to share with one of the players, got really, really talked to one of the players. And then I have some amazing special memories that I shared with one of my friends from this convention, which was really, really nice. And then I think of my top memory, which was the Las Vegas one last year, where I got to meet some amazing new friends who I talk to almost every day now. So each of them, they do hold a special place in my heart. So it's so hard when I'm ranking them up there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a difficult task, and I suppose every place is different, and especially with the states and Canada, the cities are so vastly different.
Oh,
Cities in the north and northeast of America on the eastern seaboard are very different to the west coast and the central belt, and obviously the southeast coast when you're talking Orlando and Miami and places like that. So I think obviously very very different. Now, NARSA, huge event. Obviously, North American Ranger Support Association showing how massive we are as a club. Huge we are as a club. Now, there was ex-players there, Victoria. Any good stories from the ex-players, that you can share with us that obviously won't get us taken off the air?
you know what? I have to tell, this is the God's honest truth. When the ex-players are up on stage, this is during the blue night, and then sometimes also a little bit during the welcome night. They kind of split it up. They done a fan question and answer on the blue night, and then they done just a non-fan question and answer, almost like an interview style on the welcome night. What I can tell you is during those events, they're very privatized. There's no cameras allowed, there's no filming allowed. So the best advice I can give to you is if you want to know what players say and these amazing stories that they have, you have to attend a convention. Because even I myself am sworn to secrecy to keep those special moments that the players only want to share with the fans that are actually there. But when I tell you there's some good ones, talking about other ex-players and stuff like that, ex-teammates of other teams, there's some very, very good stories. Not as amazing as of some stories that we've heard Ali McCoy's telling, but those I'm talking about, the one with Gaza, fireworks and stuff like that. Not stories like that, but there's definitely some stories that you can only hear at a convention. So I have to keep my lips sealed with that one just a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to know, you want to hear from these ex-players, you want to hear all the stories, then you need to get yourself to a NARSA convention. Get yourself over to the United States or to Canada, and get yourself involved. Now,
Yeah.
Victoria, you talked a little bit about the welcome night. So, tell us a little bit about the welcome night in Toronto 2023, please.
Yeah, so the welcome night was great. Basically, the setup is they have all their larger tables set up, usually with seats of 10. They also have some standing tables available. They have the bar and everything. You kind of have the DJ that plays a bit of a set, which is nice. You can do some dancing, talking, drinking, whatever you feel like. And then there's a point, maybe an hour into the event, that they bring the players out. And the players come on stage, whoever's there that year, and they all sit in a row, and whoever's hosting that year interviews the players and talks about their favorite moments, their favorite goals, any stories that they want to share. And then after that's done, what the players do is they come out into the crowd and they mix and mingle, and you can get your picture taken, you can get autographs done, you can talk to players one-on-one and really get to know them and feel like they are truly listening to you. Because one of the things that I can share they did share on stage is they're so appreciative of the fans that come out to these events, that take the time to listen to them, and they also will take the time to listen to the fans. So if you want to sit down with your favorite player for 5 minutes and tell them all about what you love about them and the memories you've created, that's something that you can do at a NARSA event. And that's something that is also really welcome at the welcome night event, which is super, super nice as well.
Absolutely, sounds fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And what was your top moment from this year's welcome night that you can share with us, Victoria? Obviously, what was your top moment?
Oh, so my top moment. I have a personal top moment that I am not going to share, and I have a top moment that I will share. And there's a player that's very dear to my heart called Willie Henderson, who knows my family very, very well. And I got the opportunity to really spend a lot of time with him and listen to his stories and laugh and joke around. And that's something that always stands out to me, is getting to talk to someone that you truly, truly care about as a person. And also, one of my favorite things to do is when I'm sitting at my table, although I'm talking to other people, there'll be moments that I just sit back and I just look around the room and I can see other fans talking and smiling, and it's these special little moments you're like, wow, like look how happy that person is over there talking to that player. Oh, look, this person's meeting their favorite person for the first time. Those are special moments that really ingrain in your brain for the rest of your life. So that's definitely two of mine. Willie Henderson, and then also getting to watch other people experience their first moments.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I suppose as well, you know, if it's your first ever convention and you actually get to sit down and talk to players that have actually pulled on the blue jersey, that have gone out there at Ibrox and have played, I think it'd be quite a sort of humbling moment and a kind of realization of dreams kind of moment, won't it? To, you know, sit down and talk to likes obviously a Mark Haitley, who I knew was there this year. Now, obviously, moving on to the second night, Victoria. So tell me about what went on at Toronto 2023, those memories those things that you can remember, and those things that you can share with us from that second night at the second day at NARSA as well.
So I'm laughing because the second night was quite the night. I know, Owen, you have a picture of a big tower, is what I will say. I'm sure you'll show the picture. I have a picture of a big tower that was created on the second night, which is the Blue Night. Now, what happens with the Blue Night is most people dress in their Rangers jerseys because known as the Blue Night, right? Some people just wear normal clothes, and that's perfectly fine as well. But the main thing of the Blue Night, oh yeah, there it is. The main thing of the Blue Night is the Pride of the Rock, who was with us this year, the flute band. They come on and they done a fantastic set. Now the picture that you're seeing is actually, actually that was before the band came on. My friend and I saw other tables making very, very small beer tower pyramids. And I said to my friend, I'm like, you know what? We should make one of those. So we lined up a very, very small one. And we got it to maybe about 4 high. And then all of a sudden, other people started putting some of their cans on the table. And we're like, well, let's see how big we can actually make this beer tower. So that's going to be a Blue Night tradition. Hopefully for my friends and I to make these massive towers on the Blue Night. So after we made that, we also had the Pride of the Rock flute band that came in, which was fantastic. They done their set. We also went out to the Toronto sign, which is right outside the front of the hotel, and the band was great. I really commemorate them for the way that they approached that situation. They stopped playing as they were coming down the elevators because we all parade out. It's like our walk. We all parade out, and during the elevator stages, so people could focus on what they were doing and not like misstep anywhere. The band kind of stopped playing, wait till everyone was ready, made their way to the road. They stopped playing as everybody crossed the road. And then we actually paraded around where they had the Toronto sign, which was truly, truly an incredible moment. And we done this at midnight. Now keep in mind, there were still other people, tourists, that didn't have a clue what was going on. And all of a sudden, this parade of Rangers fans and this big flute band, everyone's singing, you're doing your parade around. I don't know what people would have thought of that who didn't know what was going on, but it truly was like a fantastic, fantastic Blue Night. Then we ended up going back up to the room for a little bit that it was being held and stayed there for a brief moment of time. And then my friends and I went out a little bit afterwards, which is really, really nice. So the Blue Night is always probably one of my favorite nights because it's so, so, so much fun. And those are memories, that tower, the memory that will last a lifetime. And I will show probably many people the accomplishment that we made.
Now, Victoria, the question that I want to ask is, how many of those beers are yours?
You know what? I have to tell you the God's honest truth. None of them, because I don't drink beer. But a lot of them, I'd say at least half of them were from our table. At least half of them. And other ones were ones that kind of got placed into the table. But
So,
yeah, none of them were mine. But I did enjoy putting that nice one right on top of the Christmas tree. That's what we call it. We call it our Christmas tree now.
oh, well, you'll have to get in practice for next year, Victoria. You can build an even bigger tower. If you take one for the team, Victoria, take one for the team. Drink a few cans.
I'll try. I'll definitely try. We'll see what happens in New York City.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, the next day, obviously. Well, actually, before I go on to the Walter Smith Memorial Banquet, a couple of questions. Now, when we had
Yeah.
John on and Gary on from NARSA, I hope I've got those names right. They talked obviously
Yes, you
about the
did.
football match, and they talked about the golf. Did you participate or see any of those things whilst you were at NARSA this year?
So in those ones, I actually don't participate in. I would probably slow down everybody on the golf team. So I would not be an asset to the winning team. And then I thought about going to the football tournament, but I never got around to it. It was a little bit further away from me, and I wanted to go to the aquarium. So that was something that I was kind of like in the works of figuring out what I was going to be doing. So unfortunately, I didn't attend those ones, but I did hear some fantastic stories from them. I think the football ended at 3-3, I want to say. I don't know what team won. I think they had like a red team and a blue team. Don't know who won. But I do want to mention, because if he's watching this, and I'm pretty sure Andy Gray and his team won the golf tournament. He's very adamant about knowing that he won the golf tournament and they get the trophy.
Yeah,
So that was
absolutely.
really, really nice to see and hear. That was something that kind of happened at the banquet night, which we're going to talk about next.
Absolutely, yeah. So the last night, obviously, is the Walter Smith Memorial Banquet night, which obviously is
Yeah.
fantastic. Remembering our great manager, Walter Smith. So many fantastic, just outstanding manager, outstanding manager. So Victoria, tell us all about Toronto 2023, and tell us about the Walter Smith Memorial Banquet night. And can I just say, Victoria, you sent some pictures
Yeah.
from the banquet night, yet with your blue sparkly dress on. Guys, if you haven't
Yes.
seen Victoria's dress and Victoria in that dress, I'm sure it's on Twitter or on Instagram. She looked absolutely stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning.
Oh.
So, Victoria, tell us a little bit about that night.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a night that I look forward to every year. I always love going to events where you can dress up, where other people come and dress up, and you get together and you have your top table, which is really nice. They get piped in. Those are like the NARSA executives, whoever their partners are during that time sit at the top table, as well as the NARSA guests that are attending that year. So that's always a fun night. Basically, you arrive. Our night started about 7 o'clock. We arrived downstairs, we got a nice drink, we sat down at the table. They give you a beautiful brochure magazine that people pay to be in every year. So if you want to advertise your company or an event that's going on, you can do that within this magazine. They're going to have the same thing every single year. So no matter if you're coming to New York City next year, this is always an option for you. And you can obviously contact NARSA for that. And then they also give, and I wish I had it with me, but I think it's true in that room. It's a beautiful, let's say about this big, lovely little box that has a coin in it, and it's a NARSA coin. So it seems to be a thing that they do almost every year is you can collect these nice coins of your trip. And that's kind of like their thank you for coming out to NARSA, which is really nice. They always have a band that play, maybe they have a DJ that plays. We happen to have a band this year. And a slight DJ set, but usually it is a band or a DJ that comes on stage. You can dance the night away, you can enjoy drinks with your friends. My part is the most favorite part, which is when Simply the Best comes on and I get to run up on that dance floor and sing my little heart out to Simply the Best. So that's that night. Usually, to be honest, we're usually the last table there because we always have so much fun at it. And then after that night, my friends and I, and whoever wants to join, we always decide, you know what, we're going to go out somewhere. So while we're there, we're picking where we're going to be going out to, and we don't change. So the guys are suited and booted, all nice. The girls are being like their pretty dresses, and we go out and we go to like a club or something, maybe a jazz bar or whatever the most fun place we can think of going that's close enough and not too far walking distance, if you catch my drift with that one.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of walking that will go on. That's probably the best way to describe the banquet night because it is so
so,
much fun and it's great to see people dressed up. And the speeches, I will take a moment to applaud Gary because Gary, your speech did not go on for that long this year.
No one likes a long speech, do they? No one likes a long speech. Did you have a sweepstake on
Everybody
how long it would
feels it.
last?
Did we have what? Sorry?
A sweepstake on how long it would last? Did anyone 5 to
We
7 minutes,
should.
10?
I'm sure people do. I'm sure people definitely have that going on. Gary's probably rolling his eyes if he's watching this right now because he's known there was one year that he did a very long speech and people were like, when is this going to finish? But this year it was nice, short, sweet, to the point, and we all hope for the same thing next year, Gary.
Well done, Gary. It's always better, short, sweet, to the point, not droning on for hours. That's
Yeah,
what we like with speeches and podcasts and things as well. So yeah, absolutely. Now,
exactly.
obviously,
It's true.
so Victoria, it was a overall, like you said, it was amazing, and obviously so many memories to take away from Toronto 2023. And is there
Mhm.
a one top memory that's going to stand out for you when you think back on Toronto 2023?
The top memory that I think will stand out for me, there's people that attended that I didn't get to see in maybe 2 years. So my top moment is of course it's great to spend time with players and talk to players and meet people, but to me it's the people in my group that I haven't seen in so long that I truly get to spend time with and talk about amazing moments with. And you're up super late at night, like I said, and you're awake early in the morning. That's my favorite moment, is getting to spend so much time with people that I truly do care about and make long lasting, hopefully long lasting memories. That's the best part about NARSA. I truly,
Absolutely.
truly love that.
Sounds fantastic. So to finish off with, guys, what we're going to do is Victoria shared a few images that she wanted to share with you from the
Yeah.
convention. So I'm going to bring them up on screen, and Victoria's going to talk us through these images. I think this is like Victoria's kind of already alluded to this one earlier. So Victoria, let's have a look at this image here. Do you want to talk us through this image?
I'm going to need to teach my mother how to camera angle because that's not the best angle of myself. But I will say that's a fantastic picture of myself and Willie Henderson, who's very dear to my heart. Willie was a fantastic player in the past, but is also a more amazing person. He's someone that really truly makes the time, not just to talk to myself, but also to make time to talk to everybody else in the room and share stories and make them feel super important. He's someone that really appreciates that these people have given him the career that he had in the past and that he has today. So he's really a trooper and a true ranger at heart, let me say that.
Absolutely. And I think it's right. He's 79 years old now, Willie.
Possibly, possibly.
That's my bit of Wikipedia research, that was actually. So I won't pretend to any great knowledge of that. But I mean, I've just quickly pulled up on here, Victoria. 274 Scottish League appearances, 36 goals for the
Amazing.
club. Fantastic. 43 Scottish Cup appearances, 5 goals. 58 in the League Cup, 11 goals. And 56 other appearances, 13 goals. Gives him a total of
Yeah.
431 appearances and 65 goals. Absolutely phenomenal. And Victoria, am I right in
Isn't it?
saying that you're telling me that he still goes out running every day?
He does. I will say Willie is probably one of the fittest people that I know. He works out, he goes out running. He has such a good mindset of positivity on him, and he doesn't let anything stop him or get in his way. He's one of those people that you should look at. Okay, let's say I'm going to say myself, right? I want to go to the gym and I'm like, oh, but I don't feel like it today. Willie's one of those people that has no excuses and he will go and he will get it done because he truly believes in good health and keeping his body good and strong. And he's an incredible person. He has the most amazing spirit that I've ever met out of any Rangers player that I know. He really has a great dedication.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he sounds fantastic. I know you've told me many stories about Willie, and he just sounds absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic. Obviously, way before even my time. Someone as old as me, he's way before even my time, and even I'm not quite that old
yeah.
to have seen Willie Henderson play. Nearly there, nearly there. Okay, guys. Victoria,
Oh,
talk us through
this
this lovely
picture.
image.
So this picture is actually taken on this Sunday, which is the unofficial NARSA leaving day. So that day they had a beautiful like I think it was between 12 and 3 or something like that in the gardens in the Sheraton Hotel, which was nice. And then also the club that I'm part of, they have a Father's Day barbecue every year. So that was on the day that we were going to the Father's Day barbecue. Of course, I have to always support my club as well. So that was my dad and I just heading our way down to the vehicles to go to the Father's Day barbecue right in front of the Toronto sign. And if you guys look at that sign, that square there is what we marched around, and I'm pretty sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a City Hall in the background. So it was a really memorable experience to do that, and what a beautiful, beautiful picture and moment for my dad and I.
Absolutely lovely picture of you and your dad there. Fantastic picture, and your dad in his new Rangers shirt as well, looking resplendent.
In his new
Very
Rangers
resplendent.
shirt, yeah. My uncle Gus was nice enough. He was one that came over. He was nice enough to bring my dad over a Rangers shirt so we didn't have to pay this incredible postage that apparently Canadians have to pay for it. And I said to him, I said, yeah, you know what? Don't worry. When I get back to Scotland, I'll just get my shirt. Well, my Uncle Gus came around the corner, gave the shirt to my dad, and he's like, well, I didn't forget about you. This is a gift. So I'm wearing my new Ranger shirt, which I'm very happy about, and I absolutely love it. I don't know how you feel, Owen, or if you've had yours on yet, but this material is so silky and soft,
Yeah, it
and it
is.
feels airy and light and breezy, and I absolutely love that. It's going to be a great shirt for the players to wear. How do you like
Absolutely.
your
Yeah.
shirt? Have you tried it
Yeah, I
on
like it.
yet?
I have had it on. Yeah, I've had it on several times, worn it out a fair few times. I haven't got it on at the
Yeah,
moment because it's very hot here. So
yeah,
it's that way. No, that way. Oh, this is
that
really
way.
hard when you're trying to get the right
It
balance. Yeah,
is,
it's just
isn't
behind
it?
me there. You look like some sort of strange person waving your hands around. So
It's
let's move on
true.
to the penultimate image. Here we go. So Victoria, do you want to talk us through this one now?
Oh, look at that. So that picture was the Pride of the Rock flute band from Dumbarton. They're the band, the flute band that came all the way over from Scotland, and wow, were they amazing. That certain picture is actually taken on the Sunday, which was the unofficial leaving party, which is always great. But what a band. If you guys get an opportunity to look up this band and listen to them, maybe type into YouTube NARSA Toronto 2023 Pride of the Frog Flute Band. Take a moment to listen to these guys because they are absolutely incredible. And I think there was only maybe let's say five band members that couldn't make it over. So that what you're looking at is the effort of almost everybody in the whole band to come all the way over to Canada to play, which is absolutely incredible.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And if you type "Pride of the Rock" flute band into YouTube, you can get a fair few clips up on your phone. I should not show them just in case of copyright, obviously. So the final image, obviously, you shared with us, Victoria, was this one here.
Victoria was this one here.
Talk us through this
Yeah,
image.
that is our friends and family right there. That same picture, obviously, you've seen the one of my dad and I. That was taken on the Sunday, just before we were heading to the Bramley Rangers Supporters Club for the Father's Day barbecue to celebrate our fathers. My friend that you see with me, he had his dad with him, which was really great. Obviously, I had my dad with me, and then I call him Uncle Gus because he was one of the first people to hold me as a baby. Obviously, after my mom and dad, of course, he wasn't in the room. Don't worry, guys. But he was one of the first people to hold me as a baby, and so I call him my Uncle Gus. He was there with his son as well, and obviously our friends Ross and Ian, and what an amazing, amazing group of people. I got my NARSA blues because when they left, I probably shouldn't admit it, but when I turned away at the airport, and I don't even think my dad knows this because I looked away, I had like this little tear fall down my
Ah,
face just because I'm going to miss them so, so, so much. They're the most incredible group of people, the most fun, most supportive, and I absolutely love them to bits. I'm so thankful. When I spoke about my favorite moment in NARSA, that's who I'm speaking about, is those people and getting to really spend time with them and create absolutely incredible memories. You know what, Owen? The biggest
yeah.
mistake I ever made, I should have got on that plane yesterday when I said goodbye to
Ah,
them at the airport and just flew straight over to Scotland.
Sounds like a good plan, that, Victoria. Definitely sounds like a great plan. Okay, it sounds like an absolutely incredible convention. Absolutely, you had an absolutely incredible time and lifelong memories there. You know, memories that will never leave you. You know, even as the years go by, remembering those conventions. So, guys, we just wanted obviously to give you a little. Obviously, we did quite a lot of work here on the channel in the build up to NARSA. We had Gary on and John on. Talking about NARSA, we obviously Victoria spoke about it as well, and we brought you little videos and little clips as well from NARSA throughout the actual time of the convention here on the channel. So Victoria and I just wanted to give you a little debrief, little chat through, and obviously for myself as well. You know, this is the first time I've actually spoken properly to Victoria fully about the event, and it sounds absolutely amazing. Victoria, any final thoughts on NARSA 2023?
Final thoughts is I just want to applaud the work and the effort that everybody involved in NARSA, everybody involved in the Coast Club truly put into this event. What an amazing amount of memories that they were able to create, not only for myself, but for everybody that attended. So one thing I do want to mention is next year it is in New York City. I think they're going to be announcing what hotel it's going to be in New York City. Little rumors been floating around. It's maybe going to be somewhere around Times Square. But this is something that everybody can come to, you know, about a year, 2 years in advance usually. And then obviously the planning stages are in the last year when you find out the hotel, the players that are coming, the prices, the different events that are going on. And I believe it's the Big Apple Bears that are going to be hosting in 2024. And hopefully we'll be able to have them on here as well, Owen, just to kind of talk about the process, maybe have NARSA back on as well, and get closer to that time, because, you know, I'm already counting the clock to how many weeks it is until the next convention. And hopefully more you guys can join in as well. So we'll be talking about it on the page as little things come up. And I will say a bit of advice: when the hotel comes out or the tickets come out, this might be a really big convention in New York City. So if you are thinking about going, you do want to jump on that, because oftentimes, I mean, I know for Las Vegas, it's sold out in 10 minutes, I think, less than 10 minutes probably. So if you are thinking about coming to New York City, definitely pre-think about it right now. Talk to people in your group if they want to come, make your decision. And then when the hotel stuff does come out, when the tickets do come out, jump on it right away, just to make sure that you are going to be attending. Of course, life happens. And if you can't make it in the end, there are people that you can say, hey, listen, I can't make it anymore. This is my reservation number. Would you like to stay in my place, especially if the rooms are sold out, or transfer the tickets over to somebody else? But yeah, you want to jump on it right away for sure.
100%, Victoria, 100%. So it sounds absolutely fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for choosing to watch the Glasgow Rangers Nation video, and obviously tuning into this premiere, this debrief. As always, guys, if you haven't yet done so, please hit that sub, ring that notification bell, and if you can give the video a like, it does help. And always remember, we are the people.